Well, as the great Dave Chappelle once said, "Konnichiwa, bitches." Welcome to FSF Gaming, where we're streaming for Sammy. I'm Buck. Um, Way to be first, Batman. I love the effort. Love the effort. Way to be here. Um, Now on the other topic. Oh, that's good. That's awesome, Stopper. Um, So today, when I hopped into Galaxy Heroes, I had a message from EA Help telling me that they can restore access to my stuff, and all I needed to do was give them the go ahead, because they said it'll happen across all my devices, will be restored to my original account. So I hit yes, or I replied yes, and we will fucking see what happens. So maybe tomorrow, maybe in time for Sabine. Um, I'm still not going to be happy to not have Balin, but if I can get in time for Sabine, and maybe wrap up Conquest with Ezra and do all that shit, then maybe. That we can salvage something. Get some data. I'm gonna miss the first week of GAC. If I get access tomorrow, it's too late. But Graxy. Graxy is he's got the gloves off today. Woo. All right. Well, we won yesterday's. I haven't even looked to see what this guy's dealio is for defense, but we won yesterday's. I've been hearing from my guild people that he's not as transformative as people were thinking he was going to be, and he is the Great Mothers are still a better team. I mean, if you have feelings about the general election or about a specific thing in your state, I mean, feel free to share them. As long as it's not as long as you're not attacking people. If you're not attacking people on either side of the matter, I don't really care. But I will not. If you have something you want to talk about, we can talk about it, because the election obviously went a way that I think a lot of people, including myself, weren't expecting. I figured Trump had a shot at the Electoral College. Did not think he was going to be. Your future is not fucked, bro. I will tell you that. Your future is not fucked. You're an American citizen. You have rights. And that's the bottom line. Is we have a limited government for a reason. There's only so much power in each branch of the government. We have checks and balances for a reason. But your future is not fucked. I'll tell you that. I've been through. This is my. I've been through a lot of presidents. And I've been through enough elections where the side that loses say the country is fucked, and vice versa, and the side that wins says, oh, we're on a great path, and literally none of that has happened. He didn't get rid of Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court got rid of Roe v. Wade because they found it wasn't a constitutional right, and they gave it back to the states. The Constitution says powers not enumerated to the federal government will be prescribed to the states. So the states now have the right to vote on whether or not they want abortion, legal or not. And I think it's, 33 states? Trump, and here's the thing, Kamala getting elected would not have changed what happened with Roe v. Wade. And Trump being elected cannot change what happened with Roe v. Wade. I mean, the days of electing presidents with good moral character probably went out the door before you guys were born. I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you. Like, Reagan, maybe, I don't know, was the last. Jimmy Carter. It's been a while. It's been a while. You know, if people are that concerned about who is being elected for president, maybe we need to put more controls on the qualifications that it takes to become the president of the United States. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe it's too easy to become the nomination. Who cares that Trump is a felon? Who cares? Like, it didn't prevent him from running, and he was elected as a felon. And a lot of people don't really like the way he was convicted of those crimes. So, and who's to say what's going to happen to those convictions? Are they going to get tossed? Well, he's not going to serve a prison sentence while he's the president. So, like, the fact that he's a felon is irrelevant. The difference between him being a felon and somebody like Clinton not being a felon is the fact that charges were never filed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's irrelevant. It's absolutely irrelevant. He cannot, I don't think he can pardon himself. I don't think that's a thing. It would not, however, shock me if Biden pardoned him. It would not blow me away at all. In fact, I honestly, I if there was a betting market for whether or not Biden pardons him on his last day of office, I would put money on the fact that Biden's gonna. It's not because he has money. Any felon can run for office. Any felon can run for office. And if Biden ends up pardoning him or his convictions end up getting overturned and this felon narrative goes away, then what? No, it's not normal. It's unprecedented. But a lot of things are unprecedented. I'm not an expert on what he was convicted of and for and why and all this other stuff, but you have a lot of people who are saying that they being New York City, I guess, tweaked and altered some stuff and puffed up the charges from misdemeanors to felons and all this other stuff. So I don't know, but I mean, he's a felon. Whatever. He's president elect of the United States. There's nothing that's going to be done about it. He won the electoral. He won the popular. Like, it's nuts. It's absolutely insane. But you can't look at that and like stop. He's not going to bother with NATO. He's not going to bother with NATO. NATO is too important. We have so many American military members in Europe that we need NATO just as much as NATO needs us. If only for their security, if nothing else. And I don't think the thing Trump's going to do is piss off his base by, we have NATO is not going to be an issue. And apparently, and I don't know if this is true, I've only seen it from one source, Putin has already said that he's ready to negotiate an end to hostilities in Ukraine. And if that happens, that's great. Now, what that's going to entail, Putin is going to obviously want something to end the war, and obviously Zelensky is in a position where he doesn't want to give up anything. So what does ending the war entail? I don't know. But if that's a true thing that happened, then that's fantastic. Well, I don't think Putin should be rewarded for starting a war. I don't think anybody should be rewarded for starting a war. That being said, I mean, what does he want access to, like the ports in the Black Sea, right? That's his thing, is he wants that port. Like, that was one of his conditions. They can't just, wouldn't that economically just destroy Ukraine forever? Right. Well, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with it. I mean, frankly, I think Russia should just go back to Russia and like, hey, let's focus. The USSR is never going to come back. You know, I grew up in that era with the USSR being the thing that we were all scared of. We were all terrified. USSR nukes. We're gonna have to get under our desks and thumbs up for the flash of the nuke and all that shit. The USSR is never gonna come back. Just like the Roman Empire is never gonna come back. There's a lot of things that are gone that are never gonna come back. And Putin, I think, is probably gonna end up taking a bigger L on this issue than he did before. Um, and I mean, frankly, it's staggering. I know Ukraine got a lot of help, but the fact that Russia couldn't defeat them militarily is pretty telling. Yeah. Well, if anybody uses a nuke, everybody's going to use their nukes, and none of this is going to matter. If you enjoy Fallout, well, then you're going to get to experience it if you're lucky enough to survive. By Fallout, I mean the Fallout video games. Because, yeah, when one nuke flies, all the nukes are going to fly, and then nobody's going to be around to care. That's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line. But nukes do give you leverage because people are very unlikely to fuck with you. Um, but I mean, I definitely 100% want Ukraine to be free and safe, just like I want everybody to be free and safe. So hopefully they can just get Putin to fucking take the L, count his losses, and walk away. Yes, MAD, the acronym. Yes, the acronym MAD. It's called MAD for a reason because it's insane. You shoot a nuke, I'm going to shoot a nuke, and we're all going to fucking die. And if there's one thing, I mean, from the craziest dictator everywhere, I think they want to stay alive. Everybody wants to live. Nobody's going to win a nuclear war unless we have or somebody has the technology to just completely shut down any nuke that's coming in our direction and then we can lob ours with impunity. But it's not like if no nukes fall on the United States that the world's going to be okay. There's still going to be fallout and there's going to be nuclear winter and all sorts of shit. So it's just like, hey, that's it's just the way it is. Yeah, so how about no one does? How about no one does? But if you're upset and concerned because of the results of an election, having been through a lot of them where sometimes I voted for the winner and sometimes I voted for the loser, you learn with time and with age that the needle of what actually happens with the new presidency moves very, very little. It's you're allowed to feel your feelings. I'm not trying to shit on your feelings at all in any way, shape, or form. Um, God, actually, I'm been staring at this, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to tackle this cosmic crucible. Um, but you know, everybody says Trump is friends with Putin, and Trump is friends with Kim Jong Un or Il or whatever his name is in North Korea, and that he talked to them, he went and met with them, he met and went and talked with them, and it's just like you have two methods. There's two methods on planet Earth of turning your of getting rid of an enemy. You either kill them or you make them your friend. And you make friends of people by talking to them. So If we don't want these nations to be hostile to us anymore, if we want them to get in line with what the rest of the world is trying to do we kill them or do we talk to them? I would prefer talking to people at this point in life because I have too many dead friends from the wars in the Middle East. Too many friends missing limbs. I also have a son who, yes, is disabled, but, maybe one day he'll have a normal life and he'll be a military age man. I have friends with sons who are going to be military age men soon. I don't want them dying in needless wars. So that means talking to our enemies. And that's it. So hopefully we get an era of calm and stability. Hopefully some shit can be sorted out. Hopefully we can get some economic prosperity for everybody. And hopefully we can streamline some shit to make life just better for everybody. I know people are upset. I get it. I'm with you on a lot of things. But you also have to look for what things are and not what people are telling you they are. Because sometimes there's a difference, and it might be subtle. But if it's there, it can be the thing that changes the light on it completely. The fact of the matter is neither side of the political spectrum. Probably. I'm not super up on Napoleon quotes. I mean, there's peace until there isn't. Is a hell of a catchphrase, no matter who said it. I mean, the world hasn't really been that sane for the past few years. So, I mean, be nice to move the needle in the more sane direction. But I don't know. I'm tired of war. I know that. I'm tired of war. And as a young man, I was the opposite. I was just like, let's just fucking kill everybody. Kill anybody who wants to fuck with us. And now I'm at the point where it's like, let's only kill people if we have to. Let's only send in our boys if it's the only other fucking... If we have no other fucking choice. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Because on the list of things I want my son to worry about in the future, the bottom of that list should be like, is he going to have to go to war? Is he going to have to go to a foreign country and kill and maybe die? Yeah, post-war and pre-war. I mean, I guess there's a thought process that says if you're not preparing for your next war, you've already lost it. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too fucking optimistic. Maybe I'm too optimistic. Maybe I'm hoping that everybody will be able to beat their swords into plowshares or whatever the Bible says, and we can all just realize around the world that like nobody's going to dominate the planet. Nobody's going to dominate the planet. So, maybe just stop. Well, I mean, we're going to have a little bit of control over who makes it to Mars for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to, like, not everybody. Elon is basically going to be like, you can go, you can't. You can go, you can get. Yeah, I mean, there's probably always going to be little tiny wars everywhere to some extent, but I mean, you can only focus on the things that you can control. There's things that are within your sphere of control and your sphere of influence, and if something's outside of that, to lose sleep over it is not healthy for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll just see what happens. I think no matter how you feel about the results of an election, no matter what country, and I think at the very least, you should try to approach it with maybe cautious optimism at best, because we don't know how things are going to go. We don't know how things are going to turn out. But here's another bright side, I guess, or a bright side. The bright side is we have 4 more years of Trump, and then he's done. He's done with politics. He will be out of the picture forever. And by the time that 4 years is up, maybe some of these old entrenched politicians that have been in office since before I was born will be gone, and we start getting more of these young people in with their fresh ideas, and maybe we can get back to some semblance of normalcy politics wise. Yeah, yeah. Napoleon was an interesting cat. He was a very interesting cat. I mean, imagine like 200 years ago, like France was like the badass power, like conquering everything. Um, until they, like everybody else, oddly enough, it happened with Hitler. Happened. They went up against Russia, and didn't go good. All right, Sopper, I'll take a look at it later. But yeah, no, I mean, the days of imperialism just need to end. They need to end, and it's not something that's going to end easily or quickly. But I think we've seen it starting to fade over time. Um, because the hope is we make enough progress in those areas where we can start focusing on the other shit. Let's figure out a way that everybody has a safe, warm, well-built place to live. Figure out how everybody has access to food and healthcare and all the things they need to be people. So, I mean, do you start with the big things, or do you start with the little things, or do you try to plug at it from both ends? I don't know, but I'm hopeful that we can, no matter what happens over these next 4 years, we can make some progress in some directions, and then potentially we'll see what happens in, what is it, 2028? Jesus. We'll see what happens in 2028. You know. Um, I mean, how many dudes? World War I, probably. World War I is such an absolute tragedy. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to humanity, because it led to so much other bad shit. The event of World War I, and we're going to talk history today on this podcast. I guess we're talking history, but yeah. So World War I was an absolute tragedy, loss of life. It drug countries from everywhere into a conflict because of treaties, because of one man assassinating another. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Gabriel Provence. Um, like, if you want to talk about the man that probably changed history the most, and let's leave Jesus out of the picture, it was probably him. Yes, but yes, he managed to assassinate Archduke Franz Ferdinand, and then that started a war. And then because of treaties, other countries were drug in, and then what was it that got England into it? Germany wanted to attack France, but they wanted to go around their defenses, and so they entered Belgium, and Belgium had a contract or had a treaty with England, and then England was drug in. Like, I mean, it's just nuts. And then, of course, we were providing aid. We were trying to stay out of it and provide aid, and then the Lusitania got sunk, and once Americans got killed, we had no choice. Yeah. Um, Yeah, Dan, dude, if you're into long form podcasts, there's a guy named Dan Carlin, who does a podcast called Hardcore History, and he has an absolutely insane series on World War One. It's definitely, if you're into history at all, go check it out. I've spent a lot of time listening to it. I mean, probably you're not wrong. Something was going to set it off, but then the poor way that we handled our victory set the stage for Hitler. We forced Germany to take all the blame. The Allies did. The victors forced Germany to take all the blame, and we devastated them, and that allowed Hitler to come into power, which then set off another just absolute cascade of fucking human tragedy. Um, so it's just actually, did you know this is something I learned on that Hardcore History podcast? Hitler survived being mustard gassed twice because he fought in World War One. He was like an artillery guy, and he got mustard gassed twice. When usually once was enough to kill you, he got hit with it twice and fucking somehow managed. I guess the rats always find a way to survive, but yeah, the way we treated Germany with the Treaty of Versailles. Yeah, I mean, he definitely probably had a mental break. I'm sure World War One didn't help his perspectives at all. Getting mustard gassed twice probably didn't do any fucking wonders for him. But this isn't the make excuses for Hitler's actions. The dude was a madman, absolute madman, absolute madman. But just imagine, like, what would have happened if the mustard gas had taken him out? Like, what would have happened? Like, how would things have been different? I mean, I'm gonna say I know the broad strokes. I haven't I haven't done a deep dive into Adolf Hitler, and probably never will. But that's neither here nor there. Um, I'll check it out. Maybe I'll check it out. Um, but the just the fact of the tragedy that we did to Germany, and by we I mean the Allies as a whole, did to Germany what we did to Germany, just enabled his rise to begin with, which set off more tragedies, is even worse. And luckily we didn't repeat those mistakes at the end of World War II. We helped rebuild everything. We didn't, there was more of a, yeah, yeah, it's 100%. It's 100%. There's a lot of factors that went into it, but I mean, goddamn, what a situation that we obviously unintentionally created for ourselves. There's a lot of dead people, lots and lots of dead people as a result, and it's horrible. And it's those sorts of things and those sorts of lessons we need to remember and keep track of, and not repeat, and not repeat. Well, I mean, we were under a lot of pressure to stay out of it here at home. There was a lot of pressure to keep us out of a European. It was a European conflict was the thing. Um, I mean, and the same thing with World War II. Until we were drawn into both conflicts, we wanted to stay out of them. Although I think we would have entered World War II whether Japan attacked us or not. But because I'm not sure that the U.S. would have stood by. You, France was insanely, but I mean, France was completely gutted by that war. I mean, I'm still, it still flabbergasts me. You listen to how those battles went down in World War One. I'm actually shocked that anybody fucking lived through anything. That the fact of the matter is that not everybody just died is just shocking to me, because it was just an absolutely insanely brutal war. Somebody in your trench says, "Get ready," and then they blow a whistle, and you climb out of your trench and you run into artillery and machine gun fire. And hopefully you do it with enough people that enough of you make it to take that next trench, and then, you get reinforced, and then you turn around and do it all over again. What does GCSC stand for? Okay, I got to get after doing shit here, because we still got Dark Dimension and Battleworld. Um, well, go to a class and fucking figure out what GCSC means. Okay, high school. So it's high school, more or less. Look at Graxy coming in with the terminology. Okay, well, how are we going to tackle this shit, folks? How are we going to tackle this shit? I mean, fuck no is kind of what I'm. Okay, Google for the win. Fuck Graxy. Speaking of fuck things, I'm actually looking at this and I'm like, do I even want to deal with this fucking thing? Do I even want to deal with this Cosmic Crucible? It's gonna be a headache. It's gonna be a headache. And my rewards aren't gonna be that much worse if I don't fight this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, like the rewards aren't that bad for rank second to four. I'm missing 100 of this gold triangle. Oh yeah, no, it's a horrible idea. I mean, I love history. I love history. It's an absolute favorite subject of mine. Um, but the sad fact is most of history is tragic. There's a lot of it that's very inspiring, but a lot of it is actually tragic. Um, oh, look, we won the war. They didn't even bother to attack my bridge. They saw my defense. They went after the other guy, but they didn't even do one attempt on any of my teams. I'm kind of disappointed. Um, Here, we can pull it up and I'll drag it over. We'll take a look. Cannot find node with ID board game info hub. That link did not work. Oh, there it went. Oh yeah. I mean, other than we now apparently have all of the. I had to reload it for whatever reason. It didn't work when I first clicked it, and then it came up just fine. Um, Yeah, it's literally other than these third batch of requirements, which let's go take a look. Assuming I've had the update hit. Still upcoming. There it is. There it is. Okay, so we'll be able to see Sabine's or Ahsoka's new requirements. Like, I'm really hopeful that my account is restored tomorrow. Because then we'll do the unlock. We'll do the unlock and testing. Great Mothers are now farmable. IG-12 is I think IG-12 getting accelerated is the last thing that they needed to accelerate for Bo-Katan. So that's good news for everybody. But let's take a look now that this update is hit. So, Relic 9 Fulcrum. Barris Offie, Relic 5, CT7567 Rex at Relic 7. Okay. And Sabine at Relic 7. Wow, they're really slapping down. Yeah, Fulcrum Relic 9. That's a fucking dick punch. Yeah, I seriously I have not done much with any of this because I'm just so fucking demoralized by losing my main account, which hopefully is getting fixed. And Graxy's throwing up the message. Okay, yeah. Ninth anniversary. Okay. Cool. Well, there's our war victory rewards. Yeah, we're just, you know what? I'm not going to worry about Cosmic Crucible today. Like, I'm just not even going to buy it. 100 of those fucking materials is not going to move my needle. Sweet. Sweet. That's stuff to look forward to. It's stuff to look forward to. But let's. Speaking of stuff, of stuff to look forward to, you know, we're inching ever closer to Mephisto. I mean, if that's what it is, that's pretty fucking awesome. All right, the Quicksilvers are gone. Now we got to get rid of the Morgans. Because Mephisto himself is going to be popping up at some point. Data mines in my server. Okay. Here, there's no timer on here. We can take a peek. So data mines. Okay. So is this her? Is this GL Ahsoka's kit reveal? Cat Bliss pack, new Legends Trove pack. That is one hell of a fucking price tag for 145 shards of characters. That is insane. That should be 5,000. At most 5,000. That's insane. And these look like the same trove packs we've been getting. Nothing new there. Nothing new there at all. But yeah, this pack right here should be 5,000. 14.5 is just fucking nuts. 30-day calendar containing 50 cat shards. That's cool. Crystals, credits, and more await you in the special calendar to power your team. This being shard chop currency. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to end up with more shard chop currency. But, I mean, looking at this, let's see. Have him. Yeah, I've got all these guys. So, like, this is not a great. Yeah, this isn't great for me, but it's fantastic for newer accounts, obviously. Um, but yeah, if you're that fucking desperate, go for it. But this isn't. You'd be better off spending these crystals buying their fucking shards out of the stores. Like 14.5, you should be able to unlock these two guys both to 300 or to 7 stars for 14,500 crystals. Same with a lot of these guys. You should be able to buy them for. I mean, this is nuts. That's just nuts. But anyway, all right. Back to Dark Dimension. Wow, she just absolutely fucked Super Scroll right in the face. Wow. Wow. Nuts. Okay, well, so the next hurdle we have to get over is Morgan Le Fay. Maybe we'll do 3 refreshes on Dark Dimension today. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, I won't forget about Battleworld. I've got about 45 minutes till Sam comes home. Since I just brought up Sam, there is a chance I will not be streaming tomorrow. Sam apparently doesn't have school because they're doing meetings of some kind. So he's going to be home all day, and if my wife isn't done with her meetings to where she can take full control of him while I'm on here for an hour and a half, um, just I won't be able to stream. That's just the bottom line is I won't be able to stream. Okay, Spider Weaver, Drax, Absorbing Weaver. I fucking hate when they throw Weaver in here. Motherfucker. Wow, did he just completely fucking delete both those guys? Wow. All right. I know, dude. I'm not gonna do anything to anybody. I'm not dumb, dude. I had Spider Weaver when she was new, but you have to attack, or you're not going to do anything to anybody while she has charge. You miss all unless it's an unmissable attack. You miss all your attacks while she has charge. So you have to do something to get rid of the charge, and that something is every time an attack, blah blah blah. But I mean, that's why she is my only target right now. I need to get rid of her because I'm not going to be able to have a decent run while she's alive. There's this it's just things that aren't happening. That's not happening the most. Is you have to get her off the board. And her and Drax are off the board. Okay, so now we can make a. Well, it's not going to be an honest attempt, but we can make an attempt. It's probably not worth healing them again. Yeah, that's going to take the bulk of my power cores. Mm. But she's off the board, so we'll be. And Drax is gone. I think Absorbing Man is still there, but we can get around him pretty fast. But we'll be able to make a decent. We'll be able to make a decent run at everything. Okay, so what are we looking at here today? What do the spec ops look like? Hey Grax, did they expand the instructions for any of this, or are we still doing the same thing? Well, I like how you can just open all your orbs instantly now. Like that was something they were testing around with opening more at the same time, and now it didn't work great when they first introduced it. Now it's fucking smooth as butter. Like it's pretty amazing. Skill or Mystic Bio bonus for Annihilators. Okay. Yeah, well, they luckily got it sorted out. Thank God. Same thing. Cool. Thanks, Graxy. What a beautiful dance of death he just did. That's insanely efficient, Sopper. And if there's one thing I love, it's efficiency. Hero and global ore controller. Okay. Bonus for out of time. Okay. I do like this new filter menu they put up, by the way. This is very nice. Wow, I haven't used these guys like actively, like on an offensive sort of thing, in a long time. I think maybe during Old Man Logan. When did they remove the like it used to be when you killed somebody with Peggy, you got a big Union Jack behind her, and now it seems like for whatever reason the Union Jack is gone. When did that change? Isn't it funny how that works out, Sauber? Like Graxy was giving me shit the other day because he had Oath and I didn't on my main. And then I went and like, all right, I'll spend the $30 to fucking unlock her. Herald mission, global or epic or legendary. Okay. Global or epic or legendary. So what full team could I hold on? What's the can we Astral or Pegasus? Okay. Bonus for Illuminati. So there we go. Illuminati it is. All right. So who's going to be no Mr. Fantastic. Let's throw Quicksilver in. Why not? Captain Brexit is the one that looks like ideally you would replace Mr. Fantastic with, but Fucking Hank Pym backhand. Well, I mean, in this lineup, if you wanted to have a full Illuminati, you'd be able to put Captain Brexit with them. And then, of course, Pegasus it is. Yeah, it's not an option in that fight. It's not an option in that fight, Stopper. That's why I would say if you have Captain Brexit, he would take Mr. Fantastic's place. If you wanted full Illuminati. I mean, it's not an option for me, anyways. I don't have Captain Brexit, and I'm not going to until his event, but. Out of Time is actually a really fucking good team. Um, Even though my propensity is to remove Black Knight from the equation, like that team is a nightmare, and then you keep him in with them, and it's even worse. Um, yeah, that team is not fun to deal with. Because you almost need overwhelming force because you have to get Black Knight out of the way, and then you have to get Peggy out of the way before she revives him, or before she revives anybody. So it's always you have two taunts to get around. It's a pain in the ass. It's not fun, especially in war. But yeah, they're a nasty team. All right. I wish this took longer. That's my only fucking complaint. God, I really want to go back in here and make another run at it. But 800 power cores is a big ask. Spider Society unlock cards and you get them at Gear 6. I mean, it's definitely a decent starting point. I don't need to open any of those yet. Yeah, Bears at R5. I mean, Fulcrum being R9, I'm not shocked at, but God, that's a yeah, the Fulcrum at R9. I'm not surprised, but again, it's a bit of a dick punch. If I get my account back here in the next couple of days, that'll, you know, not being able to unlock Balin right away, I'll have all those R9 materials. I can actually get a bunch of those characters done. Yeah, I think they're going to do another R9 in the last bit of the requirements, and I think it's going to be Bo Katan Mandalore, if I had to take a guess. People have been thinking Bo Katan Mandalore for a while. Yeah, Plo will. I think Plo will 100% be there. He'll probably be a Relic 5. He'll probably be the Relic 5. Um, and then I think very likely we're getting Master Hu Yang here in a few weeks. Cup could end up being a requirement. He absolutely could be. I mean, Cup, Plo, Hu Yang, and Bo Katan Mandalore. I mean, if there's any four. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We still have the ship. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We still have the ship. So we're not getting one of those three characters as a requirement. So Hu Yang, I think we can take for granted. Plo, I think we can take for granted. Um, so that leaves, is it going to be Bo Katan? Is it going to be Cup? Hmm. No, I'm pretty sure it's going to be her fighter, unless they give us her shuttle. Maybe that's why they're not worried about profundity. Maybe her, maybe Tano. Maybe they make Kat a pilot for. Yeah, it can't be a ship piloted by her. So maybe they're gonna add her Jedi shuttle thing and give it to Fulcrum or give it to Kat to pilot, or it'll be the fighter we already have in the game. Maybe they're gonna throw us a bone, but I have a hard time with that just because that's not a very CG thing to do. Well, yeah, and luckily a lot of her requirements, except for the marquise, have been characters that people have invested in it at some rate or another. Yeah, they'll do Fulcrum or they'll do Cat. They'll do one or the other. They won't. There's no way they'll. And that's even if they do a new ship, which the placeholder image was the silhouette of her Jedi fighter, but we can't take that as canon or gospel that that's what it's going to be. That might be the best summary of CG I've ever fucking read in my life. But yeah, it'll be Fulcrum. It'll be Cat. It'll probably be Fulcrum. It'll probably be Fulcrum as the pilot of that ship. And then again, if they bring in a new ship. And if they do, again, maybe that's why they haven't been so worried about profundity with all this punishing one stuff, is like they're giving us this, because it's going to be a rebel ship, right? Like, if they're making Fulcrum piloted, it's going to be a rebel ship. But if that's the case, then say goodbye to your pipe dreams for fucking Red 5. But yeah, I'm sure we're gonna have a marquee and a new ship to deal with for her. It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me at all. But I mean, we'll find out soon enough. We'll find out soon enough. God, I really want to go back in and make more progress on Dark Dimension. Really, really badly. Can you fucking tell? I mean, but 800 is so much, and I don't know how much. Would I maybe save myself a day by hitting it now? Possibly, probably not. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do this just because there is a decent chance I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. That said, I am gonna caveat it with this: if my account access ends up getting restored by tomorrow, in time for the Sabine thing, I will stream, and I will stream the Sabine thing. So I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out on my side of things. But we'll do this as a bonus for Lost and Found 1 is a very, very interesting name. You know, I'm gonna get rid of Gambit's counterattacking ass, and then we'll go after Nightcrawler. Well, of course, Remy's hiding under stealth, so we have to go after Nightcrawler now. But we're in the final countdown, guys. 10 enemies remaining. There is a minor chance that the next time we sit down to do this, it'll be for the Mephisto unlock. All right, Absorbing Man's out of the picture. Yeah, we might have to wait for the next one to kill off Nightcrawler, but maybe we can get Rodrigo gone. Yeah, but I mean, I think Mephisto himself is going to take a few days, just of clearing out all the support. All right, that was worth it. That was worth it. Or it's going to take a couple of attempts. So, assume we can do this tomorrow. Assume we do this tomorrow. We can get rid of Nightcrawler and Rodrigo there. We can see who. Well, we can actually see who's going to spawn in with Mephisto. Kang, Drax, Photon. Really? Really? They're bringing in her? Interesting. And Spider Noir. So we'll have one tank we need to contend with. We get rid of Drax. Well, two, because technically Mephisto's a protector. Polaris, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting choice, but yeah, that's not going to be a fun. Once we get Drax out of the picture, and then we can get Kang out of the picture, like, yeah, it's not going to be fun. So yeah, we kill these last two. I mean, we're very close. We're very, very close. 77 million health combined with 8 characters to get through. So, yeah. But we're going to have to get around Drax's taunt first thing. Once we get him either dead or at least get his taunt cleared, we can worry about Kang and Polaris. And then we'll clean up the others. But Mephisto, I mean, he just wreaks so much havoc with everything that, I mean, there's a chance we could spend. It's not a good time. It's just not a good time with Mephisto. If you've never had to deal with him before, he's gonna go first no matter what, and he's going to. Well, I don't have a tank for him to target, so. But he's gonna put a shit ton of debuffs out and do a shit ton of damage in the process, and then. So whoever he does his first move to is probably dead. So if it's not Kestrel, you'll probably see me restarting a bunch of times until we can get a... Well, I mean, if you weren't such a pain in the ass, you know, like if the taunt wasn't a factor, I would go straight for Kang and Polaris and just, you know, leave you until I had to deal with you. But you're forcing my hand. Okay, so maybe this weekend we'll have Mephisto unlocked, which would be fun. And then we can start, well, then we'll have to do the timed run, which hopefully won't be as bad as this has been. Typically they're easier or a little bit faster, just because of the new character. And then, like, I don't even know who I have qualified for this, but it can't be that many. But hopefully we can start in on him in a while. Oh, no. Where did you put the meme, Sopper? What server did you stick it in? Normal general? Like this one right here? There it is. Oh, no, that's from yesterday. Oh, here we go. Ha! That's fucking great. Oh, that's fucking great. Captcha. Alternate, yeah. If it was not in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, if it was here. All right, cool guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Sammy will be home in a minute, and then we'll see about tomorrow. Hopefully, if my account access is back, tomorrow we'll do the Sabine event. We'll do more Dark Dimension. I'll figure it out on my end. That won't be an issue. If I don't have my account back, I'll probably just take tomorrow off, and then we'll pick up again on Friday. And then, which means you'll probably see some progress made in the Mephisto fight itself when we come back around. But I will guarantee you, even if I have to wait doing it a few days for whatever reason, you know, if I'm not able to stream it, I will make sure I stream the actual final unlock of Mephisto. That is a promise I will make to you guys. But anyways, enjoy the rest of your days. Chin up, guys. Chin up. Stay positive. That's all I'm going to say on the subject is chin up and stay positive. And things probably aren't as bad or is going to go as bad as we think. Just stay positive. Be there for people if they need you. You know, help each other out. But just try to stay positive, or at the very least, have an extreme level of cautious optimism. So, anyways, guys, you take care. I appreciate you. I love you guys. I'm here for you. If you need anything, you can always talk to me. But yeah, we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. If not, we'll see you on Friday for sure. Have a good one, guys. Bye.